So hello guys, today I'll be covering the second part of the video of NPSC 2019 question paper from question number 101 to 200. So let's get the video started. The provision for equal pay for equal work for both men and women comes under which Indian constitution? So this comes under the directive principles of state policy, which is under article 39D of the Indian Constitution under DPSP, that is Directive Principles of State Policy, which states that every person will have equal pay for equal work for both men and women, and this has been confirmed by the Kishori Mohanlal Bakshi case versus the Union of India in 1962. Next, the Lok Sabha is elected by the members of the Lok Sabha themselves from within the house under Article 93 of the Indian Constitution, and the Speaker of the Lok Sabha now is Om Birla. Next, as per 2011 census, the rural population comprises of the answer is B, that is 71.14%, and the urban is only 29%. Next, 104. In preparing the Dwarf Fiber Plan, the Planning Commission has undertaken a systematic process of sort of Dwarf Fiber Plan, which was replaced by the Niti Aayog. So it proposed for multi-level planning. So C is the correct answer. Next, 105. In which of the following is considered as the chief policy making organ of the government? So this is provided by the cabinet, and this um, word cabinet has been provided under article 352 subclause 3 of the Indian Constitution, which is the article for national emergency by the president. Next, which of the following does not originate in the Indian territory? So Narmada originates in India, Amarkantak Plateau. Chambal is also the a river originating in India, whereas Brahmaputra originates in the Tibetan region of in the Tibet region. So the answer is Brahmaputra, which does not originate. However, the Brahmaputra enters India through the Arunachal Pradesh, and finally it drains into the Bay of Bengal. Next, the weight of the human body to the total weight of the body is, so the answer is A, 2%. So the weight of the human brain is only 2% of the total weight of the body. Next, in the National Extension and Community Development Program, the unit of operation is a development block which represents an average of, so the answer is 100 villages. So 100 villages comprises of a unit of operation which is the development block in a National Extension and Development Program of the Ministry of Rural Development. So next, question number 110. Who among the following presided the Congress session held in Lahore in 1989 and passed the Purna Swaraj resolution? So the answer is Jawaharlal Nehru. Jawaharlal Nehru was the president of the Indian National Congress session of Lahore, where in 1989 the Congress advocated for complete independence or Purna Swaraj. So following this Purna Swaraj, the only aim of the Congress was complete independence, not dominion status. Next, 111. At which place Gandhiji started this agitation to protect the interests of the indigo cultivators? So at Champaran, Gandhiji started this agitation to protest against the indigo cultivators, 3 by 18, against the Din Gatiya system, or 3 by 18, and he was called the Champaran by a native of Champaran known as Rajkumar Shukla. So Champaran is the correct answer. The instrument used to check the electromotive force of the battery. So the power of a battery, or uh, the power of a battery is measured by the voltmeter. Actually, uh, it is measured by the galvanometer also. So according to NPSC, all the options are correct. So EMF means small current, so it can be measured by voltmeter, galvanometer, and also ammeter. So all measures current. So the according to the official answer, it is voltmeter. Vegetable oils contains unsaturated fatty acids, whereas animal oils contain saturated fatty acids, which is harmful for our health. Vegetable oil is healthy for our body, like sunflower oil, palm oil, etc. Next, 114. Sarvodaya plan was prepared by. So the Sarvodaya plan was prepared by J. Prakash Narayanan. So the word Sarvodaya means under the last, means uh, the government scheme should reach the poorest of the poor. Next, Sabari is a tributary of river Godavari. So Godavari is also known as the Dakshin Ganga, and it is a second longest river of India next to the Ganga. And it is also known as the Ganga of the South, or Dakshin Ganga. Next, who of the following said that Congress started the Congress on the direction of the Viceroy to act as a safety valve? So the answer is A.O. Hume. Alan Octavian Hume was the person who started the Indian National Congress with the objective of checking the uh, agitation of the people and knowing the needs of the people, so as to control the people. Next, 117. Fables of the Misty Mountain, Folklores of the Nagas was published by the Department of Art and Culture, Government of Nagaland. Next, in which year the Santal Rebellion broke out? The Santal Rebellion broke out in 1855. It was before the revolt of 1857, and it covered the state of Maharashtra. And the next question is 119. The Planning Commission was set up by a resolution of. So the Planning Commission was set up by the resolution of the Government of India of 1950. The Planning Commission is actually a non-statutory. That is, it is not established. It is not established by any act, nor is it it is not constitutional. That is, it is not mentioned anywhere in the Constitution. However, it is a extra constitutional and non-statutory body, which was established by the Government of India in 1950. However, the Planning Commission was replaced in 2014 by the Niti Aayog, which means National Institution for Transforming India. Next, the functional group of carboxylic acid. So the carboxylic acid is COOH. For example, the most common carboxylic acid is the vinegar, which is CH3COOH, or acetic acid. Next, laterite soils are rich in. So the laterite soils are rich in iron and aluminum. Laterite means brick, and it is red in color and contains iron and aluminum. Next, the Aonaga oral tradition was authored by. So the Aonaga oral tradition was authored by Dr. Tumsila Ao, who also served as the chairman of the Nagaland Women's Commission. Next, who among the following recommended the revenue settlement should be made directly with the cultivators? So there are three Revenue Settlement Act, that is the Permanent Settlement Act, which was started by Cornwallis 1793, the Mahaldari system, and the Rayatwari system of the south. So the Revenue Settlement was one of the Settlement Act, and it was started by Reed and Monroy, Thomas Reed and Monroy. Isomers. So isomers differ in the structure. Isomers are those that are generally same in formula, but they differ in the structure. Next, who has the authority to transfer a judge from one high court to another high court? So this power lies in the president. So the president is responsible for transferring the judges of the Supreme Court as well as the High Court. However, the district courts judges are under the governor of the state. Next, 127, Green Revolution. So Green Revolution is related to agriculture. Golden Revolution is related to apiculture. Blue Revolution is related to aquaculture, and White Revolution is related to Operation Flood. So the Green Revolution main founder is M.S. Swaminathan, who is known as the father of Indian Green Revolution, and White Revolution was started by Dr. Varghese Kurian, who was known as the father of the White Revolution in India. And so the option is C. Next, in which language Kesari was written by Tilak? So the Kesari was written in Marathi. The newspaper Kesari was written by B.G. Tilak in Marathi language. Next, the Ministry of Rural Development came into existence as a part of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture. In 1974, it was splitted and given a separate ministry in 1974. United Nations honored Nagaland Community Decision Program with the UN Public Service Award in? The answer is 2008. So the United Nations awarded the Nagaland Community Decision the honored the Nagaland Community Decision Program, which was an initiative to transfer power from the government to the local authorities in the field of school education, water supply, uh, power supply, etc. And it was a part of the program known as Imagine Nagaland, which was passed in 2001, and it received the United Nations Award in 2008. Next, which of the following true is related to the allocation of public sector outlay in the fourth five-year plan? So, under the fourth five-year plan, the allocation of education is more than the allocation of water supply and sanitation. Education was given more preference in the fourth five-year plan. Next, the most abundant metals that occurs in the Earth's crust is aluminium. Please note that you should not be confused with iron, because iron is inside the core of the Earth, and the most abundant element is aluminium. Actually, is Cl, that is silicon and aluminium, and the metal is aluminium. The non-metal is silicon. So silicon and aluminium are the most abundant metal on the Earth's crust, and silicon is a non-metal. Under the Indian Constitution, the right to education. The right to education is provided under the fundamental right, and this fundamental right is provided under Article 21A of the Indian Constitution, which provides that for free education from 6 to 14 years of age. Next, 134. Identify the chief item of export during the Vijayanagar rule. So, during the rule of the Vijayanagar rule, the most important export was textile, because the India during that time was rich in textile due to the availability of black soil in the southern part of the region, and Vijayanagar kingdom was also located in the southern part of the region. Next, 135. So the Treaty of Yandabo was signed after the British defeated the Burmese in 1826, and after the Battle of Yandabo, after the Treaty of Yandabo in 1826, the British demarcated the line between Burma and British India, and this has led to many differences, and this repercussion has been seen even today, owing to the boundary division of Nagaland with Myanmar. Next, the total area of Nagaland is 16,579 square kilometer. This is a very important data. You should memorize this data. Next, identify the place in Gujarat where Sarojini Naidu led the Satyagraha for Dharna in Salt Depot in May 1930. So the place was Darasena, which is also called as the Darasena Salt Satyagraha, which was led by Sarojini Naidu, the Nightingale of India. Next, Milak, Dikhu, Menong, and Zerong are major rivers of the Mokokchung district. Dikhu originates in the Norota Mountains of Zenabuto, and Milak originates in Mokokchung. Dikhu is also known as Zula by the Aus. So the answer is Mokokchung. History of Naga Anthropology 1832 to 1947 was authored by Abraham Lotha. The main festival of the form is Monya. Mitimne is Imchungar, Imshe Puchuri, Ngada is Rengma. So the answer is Mongyu. The Naga memorandum to the Simon Commission was submitted in January of 10th, 1929. So the Naga submitted a memorandum to the Simon Commission saying that they will not be a part of the British India, and this was sent in January 10 of 1929. Consider the following crops. Which are the Rabi crops? So if we look at the crops, rice is a correct crop, so we will exclude option B. So if we exclude option B, the entire A is wrong, C is also wrong, and out of B and D, the correct answer is only A and C, that is wheat and barley. Groundnut is also a correct crop. Next, at which place the tomb of a famous Sufi saint Khaja Bandewas is located? So the tomb of the famous poet Kandewas is located at Gulbarga. Next, in which year the British government announced the Communal Award? So the Communal Award was announced by the British government under Prime Minister Ramsay MacDonald to provide reservation for people on communal lines, and this was outwardly rejected by Mahatma Gandhi, and it was announced in 1932, and as a result of it, the Pune Pact was also signed between B.R. Ambedkar and Mahatma Gandhi. So remember this. Next, the flow of electron is also known as current. So electron, what is current? Current is actually when electrons flows from one terminal to another terminal. So this is also known as current. Next, which of the following scheme project was launched in 2003 to strengthen and involve Panchayati Raj institution in implementation of watershed development program? So the scheme is Haryali. Next, the 73rd constitutional amendment envisaged for a three-tier system of Panchayati Raj. So the 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1992, which was passed in 23rd of March, provided for three-tier of system, that is, at the village level it is known as the Gram Panchayat, and at the middle level it is known as Panchayat Samiti, and at the larger level it was known as the Zilla Parishad, and it was passed after the Balon Rai Mehta committee report. And this amendment was put into effect after the Balon Rai Mehta committee report. And next, Toku Imong is the main festival. Toku means, so the word Toku means feast in Lotha dialect. In which year the Jalan Wallabak massacre had taken place? The Jalan Wallabak massacre took place on April 13, 1919. So this massacre took place when people uh, protested against the Rowlatt Act of 1919, and it took place in April of 1919. Which one of the following is the highest elevation among the sea level? So the highest among the peak is the Anaimudi, which is around 2,300 meter above the sea level, and it is located in the Anaimalai hills of south in Tamil Nadu. In which language Raja Ram Mohan Rai wrote the Gift of Monotheist? So Raja Ram Mohan Rai wrote the Gift of Monotheist in Persian language. Raja Ram Mohan Rai was well versed in Persian and English, and he wrote the Gift of Monotheist in 1839. He founded the Brahmo Samaj. The blood tissue associated with water transplant. So water transplant and food transplant are the two important features of the plant. So to know this, we just have to use the simple formula, that is, if we use X, so the next letter is A B C D F X Y. So so before X, W comes. So if water, then xylem, and if phloem, it is food. So just use the formula. So for water, it is xylem, WX. Next, the people's heritage and oral history of the Nagas was authored by. So the answer is N. Veno. The most important festival of the Chakasang Nagas is the Sekrenia. So the answer is Sekrenia. Yes, we should not be confused. It's not Sekrenia, actually Sukrenia. Sorry. So the Chakisang and the Angami celebrate both the Sukrenia and Sekrenia. For Angami it will be SE, and for Chakisang it will be SU, Sukrenia. Next, 156. Shillong Accord was signed in 1975 when? So the Shillong Accord was signed in November 10th of 1975 between the underground leaders, between the underground Nagas and the governor of Nagaland, LP Singh, in which the underground Nagas agreed to lay down arms and accept the constitution sovereignty of the Constitution of India. Next, the energy currency of a cell is in biology is also known as ADP, that is adenosine and adenosine triphosphate. Next, 159. The decadal the percentage variation. So the decadal percentage variation is the um, growth of population in Nagaland. So Nagaland is the only state that received negative growth rate, and it was 0.58 minus. The following cell organelle is also known as suicide bags. So suicide bags are also known as lysosomes. The formula E is equal to HV is proposed by. So this was proposed by Max Planck, and to explain the property of light, and where E is equal to h over h is also known as the Planck's constant. Next, the double helical structure of DNA was proposed by Watson and Crick. Watson and Crick was the first person who proposed the basic structure of the DNA. Mendel was the person who proposed the law of inheritance. What is the composition of elected and nominated members of the Rajya Sabha? So the composition is 238 and 12, where 12 is nominated by the president in the field of arts, science, and social service. Next, in which session of the Congress in 1916 the moderates and extremists were united? So following the Lucknow session of 1916, the moderates and extremists were united. In which year the National Council of Education was established? The National Council of Education was established in 1907. No, it's actually 1906. Sorry, 1906. It was established during the Swadeshi movement, when the partition of Bengal took place, and as a result of it, people started to find new ways to spread education, and as a result, the National Council of Education was established in 1906. In which year the Rollout Act was passed? So the Rollout Act was passed in 1919. Following the protest against the Rollout Act, the Jallianwala Bagh massacre took place on April of 13, 1919, where many people, over 1,000 people, were killed in that year, in that day. 168. Which of the following is leastly populated state of India? So the least populated state of India is Arunachal Pradesh, which has a low population density, and Nagaland's population density is 119. According to 2011, the population density of Nagaland is, so the answer is 119 per square kilometer. In which year the Muslim League came to an agreement known as the Lucknow Pact? So the Lucknow Pact was signed in 1916 between the Muslim League and the Congress. The Congress was led by B.G. Tilak. Which of the following is known as a floating island lake? So Sambar Lake, the Loktak Lake, the Loktak Lake is also known as a floating island lake, and it is located in the state of Manipur. And this Loktak Lake is famous for a species of deer known as the Shanghai deer, which is a unique type of deer that is found in the Lake, Loktak National Park. The drooping fig tree found throughout the Nagaland this belongs to the family of Moraceae family. Next, match the following. Majuli. So Majuli is a river island which is located in Brahmaputra River in Assam. Indira Point is Miniko is a island of Lakshadweep. Indira Point is the southernmost point, which is 6 degrees 4 minutes. So the lowest point of India, if this is a map of India, and if this is the Andaman and Nicobar Island, so the lowest point of the Andaman and Nicobar Island is also known as the Indira Point, and this is 6 degree 4 degree north, and this is the lowest point on the map of India. So the answer is C. That is Majuli is river island, Miniko is Kir Ganga is hot water spring. Minikoi is island in Lakshadweep, and Indira Point is the southern point of India. Next, who among the following wrote the Aihole inscription? So the Aihole inscription was written by Ravi Kirti. And next, who among the following wrote the Bande Mataram song? So the Bande Mataram song was written by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, and it was in 1882, where in Anandmat. Jarawas and Sentinels are found in the Union Territory of Andaman and Nicobar Island. Who among the following started the newspaper New India? So New India was started by Annie Besant, and his other newspaper was also known as Commonwealth, and he is one of the important founders of the Home Rule League movement in India, along with B.G. Tilak. So then 182. The British policy of administration in Nagaland was authored by. So the British policy in administration was authored by Pikito Sema. 183. Who among the following was an expert of Krishna cult? So the Krishna cult famous was Vallabhacharya, and he was a part of the Bhakti movement. Next, 184. The reaction in which heat is generated. So chemical reaction consists of two, that is endo and exothermic reaction. Endothermic reaction is a endo and exo. So endo is when heat is absorbed, and exo is when heat is released. So if we look at the word, if heat is generated, then it is exothermic reaction. Next, who among the following ordered the drama Brihadarshika? So Brihadarshika was ordered by none other than Harshavardhana, who was the ruler of the who ruled India after the Gupta dynasty. Next, the first fiber plan was based on the Harad Domar model, and the second was P.C. Madhavna's model. The Singpan Wildlife Sanctuary, which is 23.57 square kilometers, is much bigger than Rangabar Wildlife Sanctuary, which is Singpan is located in Mon district of Nagaland. In Indian Constitution, the freedom of press is provided under the freedom of expression, freedom of speech and expression under Article 19(1) of the Constitution. Growth with stability and progressive achievement of self-reliance is the twin objectives of the fourth five-year plan. So growth with stability was a part of the fourth five-year plan. 190. The Indian Struggle was an autobiography of Subhash Chandra Bose. Next, the history of the Nagas and Nagaland, dynamics of oral tradition and village formation was authored by. So this was authored by VCR Sanyu. Which premier port of the Mughals was attacked and looted by Shivaji in 1664? So the port was also known as Surat. So Surat is located uh, near the coastal area, and this was attacked by Shivaji in 1664. Next, the Panchayati Raj institution was first introduced in the state of Rajasthan. So the Panchayati Raj institution was given a constitutional status following the 73rd Constitutional Amendment of 1992, providing for 3 tiers of local self-government. Next, who among the following organized a social banditry by raising a peasant force in Maratha in Maharashtra in 1879? So this was led by Vasudev Balwan Phatke, which was after the revolt of 1857. The literacy rate is actually 79.55. So if we look at the nearest data, the answer is C. Actually, the 79.55. So this is the actual literacy rate of Nagaland. However, since NPSC has given equal marks to all the options, so if you choose any option, everyone is correct. Anyone is correct. 198. So which is a fat soluble? So vitamin E is a fat soluble. So we should know that among the vitamins, only B and C vitamins are water soluble. Water soluble in the sense that water can wash down this vitamins. Because of this, since vitamin C is also known as citric acid, and this citric acid contains in lemon, so if we add water to lemon, it actually gets diluted. So because of this, vitamin B and C are water soluble, while the rest of the vitamins are fat soluble. So the final answer is Mary Mead Clark set up a school in Molong Nepson in 1878. So she started a school which was considered as the first school in Nagaland, and it was established for the girls in 1878. So with this, the second part of the video has come to an end. I hope you all like the video. Thank you all and have a great day.